onto pucks. I think he's working at that. Gets his shot through, scores a goal. I think he's beginning to make plays. Out for a while, it takes him a little time, but we're going to try to put him in offensive positions and see if we can get him going.
As these guys come back, just how important is it to give contributions like you had the other night on the power play?
Yeah, we need to score goals. We're still one of the lowest goal-scoring teams in the league. We need to get contributions, period, no matter if you're coming back or you've been here forever. So we need to get some more consistent contributions that way.
John, when we ask you questions, this has been over the years since you've been here, you adopt this no excuses mentality as far as rookies don't get tired, they don't hit walls, teams shouldn't be tired coming back west to east, injuries aren't, we don't discuss injuries, all these injuries. Did you develop this as a coach, or did you kind of bring this into coaching, that this mentality of the mind?
I have felt that way since I've been involved in competitive sports. I think the mind is, first of all, I think you guys talk people into things, and if they read it, they say, that can be a crutch. I do think that happens. That's the mind there. I think the mental part of the game is one of the most fascinating parts to me, and because no one can define it. No one can say this is what the mind does in this situation. And that's why I think it's a challenge to the athletes to figure out a way mentally to get through things. And if you can go the other way. You can figure out just to bail out on it and give into it. I just think we always talk about playing tired and not giving in. I think that's something that can be developed and continue to develop, and that's a mental state.
Did someone plant that seed, or did you arrive on that as your own just growing up?
I think it's part of playing in competitive sports and coaching the athlete. I think my job is trying to push the athlete to a spot that they don't feel comfortable being in. And that's when you test their mind. And it's just a fascinating subject to me. How hard you push guys, and can they take it? Are they willing to find a way to say, give you the finger and say, you're not going to beat me? That's what I want to get the state into. That's where you want to get the mental state into. And I've made mistakes in doing it too hard to certain athletes, but I want to see what they are. And that's not a physical skill, that's a mental skill. I think we talk way too much about physical and talent and skating. I think the mind overrides everything. None, right? None.
Going back to the power of the mind, Elvis has talked about how there was a freedom for him in knowing he has the net for right now. Do you see is that another element of this, the power of the mind?
Yeah, that's almost the other end of it, in where you can relax a little bit, especially that position as far as the goalie. I think that's something I watch with him. I haven't discussed it with him. It's something he has to answer to you, but I certainly can see him calming himself down. He still is a busy guy, and I think that's just through inexperience. And I think he'll let the game come to him. It definitely has happened since he knows he's going to be the guy playing. I want to see him keep on getting better at that, and that's the other way. That's the other way. That isn't a physical skill. That's a mental skill. So we get so convoluted with all the things that you can touch, the hands and the speed. It's the mind that is the hard one, and I think that's what puts athletes over the top. And if you can get enough of them doing it the correct way, maybe it gets your team over the top.